All right, guys, what is going on? What is good? Hope you guys are blessed. I hope you're blessed, man. Should be. Know what I'm saying? What's good, Willow, Nina, Naruto, Beverly, Andreas? Look at that blue sniper, man. That thing looks pretty good. Pretty good. I must say. Then in 6 months, it'll be gold. In 6 months, it will be gold. That'll be cool too. We might have to do something special for the 1 year anniversary of the memberships. We got a ways to go before that. But anyway, I don't have too much for you today. We'll discuss the indices and then we'll look at the metals as well. What is the phenomenon typically on Friday if Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is a down day? What can you anticipate on Friday? Usually, not every time, but usually, if Monday through Thursday is down, what can you expect on Friday? Actually, we'll come back to the indices. We'll go to metals first. What's good, Akinola? 2020. Right. Okay. So you guys are saying an up day. Okay. So let's investigate. Thursday. Well, it was kind of sloppy, but generally lower. Wednesday, kind of sideways, but generally lower. Monday, again, kind of sideways, but generally lower. If we go to a daily time frame, it's going to look different. Okay. Monday, down day. And then again, this is kind of sideways, but still printing down close candles. So what's Friday? An up day. Man, technical analysis is so hard, John. It's so hard. When you wrote this down months ago or years ago, if you've been following me for a few years now. So, you know, just easy, simple ideas, man. It's not going to be 100%. You know, sometimes you'll see a down week like last week, where even Friday was a down day. Like, yeah, in times you'll see that, but not this week. Okay. I had 1804 on here. I did mention that the other day. I wanted to see if the news would send us down there today, and it did not. It did not do that. But what we have instead is a beautiful search and destroy day. What does that mean? What is a search and destroy day? What does that mean? Takes both sides. Previous day's high and low were both taken. Yeah. Yes. Well, actually a little bit more than that, but yeah, because it ended up trading above Wednesday's high, gold specifically above Wednesday's high, Thursday's high, and Tuesday's high as well. But I wasn't watching gold until a little bit later. I did wake up early this morning, and I was going to trade this. I decided not to. But looking at it now, what has taken place with the lows on gold, and use that with silver, right? What has silver done? There's Thursday's low. There's today's low. See that difference there? 3% on the way down with the euro this morning. Went to the skate park, just got back. We're just waiting for the next week at this point. Oh, nice. That's good to hear, Willow. That's good to hear. Was good, Alex and Sean. So, again, we'll go back to gold. Yeah. Okay. Gold running that low from yesterday. Beautiful reaction. The 5-minute, I think, kind of looks terrible. 15-minute, left an imbalance. It comes back for it and then sends price higher. So, I mean, in hindsight, this looks really awesome. Was I expecting a run all the way up here? I wasn't. I mean, 1804 was only not that far off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, it could trade higher, but there's these lows here that I've been anticipating, so we might spike down there instead. So we ended up not doing that and going higher. So, you know, that's fine. But I guess if they weren't there, this would have been a pretty decent long for gold or for silver. I had that same imbalance there. Right there. So you can easily tell from the perspective of premium and discount, right? Premium and discount levels. There's your low. There's a high. That's obviously 618, 786, somewhere in here. So, and what is this gray box here? That's this. That's this imbalance we pointed out the other day. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I was saying how we respected that on a daily time frame, right? So we kind of just sat there, accumulated. So when we go back to the 15-minute, now it makes a little bit more sense, right? We trade into the lower end. Again, daily respects it, right? Because it's coming off of it. Thursday, same thing again. It does trade down there, closes off of it, right? So it's coming off of it. And then today runs that short-term low, doesn't run Thursday's low, rallies, again, drops down in balance, and then rallies again. So however you look at it, you could even go as far as, I usually don't do this, but it makes sense. If you were to even go as far as taking the imbalance and then slicing that in half. This is an imbalance within an imbalance in a discount. Does that make sense, or did all that just go over your head? If you cut this in half, okay? Whatever that level is, 2113 or 2114 if you round up. Okay, so that is basically half of the daily imbalance, right? Now, when you look at it, that's what I'm saying. The imbalance has its own premium and discount. And then, well, the range from this measurement is damn near the low and the high of the imbalance anyway, which is kind of interesting. But again, from this low up to this high, discount on the range, discount on the imbalance. And then you have this down candle here as well. So down candle, post liquidity run, post accumulation. See that? So that to me, I mean, again, in hindsight, this is phenomenal. Like this is just fucking amazing price action. Okay. Because when you have like a naked chart with nothing on it, a lot of the time I used to do this and I would just kind of generally go, oh, that's a pretty good imbalance, whatever. And then I would just like, go do my own thing or whatever. And it's like, no, if you actually spend some time with the chart, and this is what you should be doing throughout the day or over the weekend, whenever you have, free time to when you actually study charts, this is what I would do. Go to the higher time frames first, mark up your levels, then go down into the details. Because here's one thing too. If I can get the music back on. There we go. Here's the thing too. If you only study intraday price action, because someone brought that up last week, because they were like, hey John, I never see you mark up higher time frames, right? Let's say you did that, but on your own, like you never looked at a weekly, daily, or monthly, you just strictly like 5-minute time frames. It is a lot harder, or it would be a lot harder for you to discern like which concepts would work or if it wouldn't work, right? Because that's one of the questions we ask ourselves when we learn what an imbalance is. It's like, well, how do I know which imbalance is going to hold? You start assuming that there's imbalances somewhere, and then you take a trade and you get your face ripped off, and you're like, well, what the hell? Like, why didn't this work? And the small time, sometimes you might get it right. Like, oh, this was on a 5-minute and I took it and it worked. It's like, great, but do you know why that was high probability? Or are you just saying you're just basically applying skill when it was just luck? You know what I mean? Lucas W, welcome to tier 3. Lucas, I think you were a tier 2, and I think it sounds like you upgraded. Unless that's another Lucas, then I'm sorry, but it sounds familiar. So, yeah, welcome. Make sure you get into the Discord. Go to your Discord, go to your user settings, go to connections, and then log into your YouTube through that. Once you do that, you'll see the Discord to get into. You'll see the channel to get into. And then you just click the verify button when you get in, and you're in there. But yeah, so, I try to do my best to give you guys all these details, right? Understanding accumulation or distribution, right? Gold was manipulation, which is not a surprise. Gold's the most manipulated asset in my opinion, right? So it's like, okay, that's manipulation. Silver's accumulation. So silver was the better buy. I mean, look at it. Gold's up 0.5%. Silver's up 2.7%. I already feel blessed buying those gold coins. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, not that I don't know if this is going to be, the low for long term. I have no idea. It could be. I don't know. But in any case, at least for today, if metals are going to reverse on a Friday, it really doesn't get any cleaner than this on a 15-minute. So all the evidence is here. Like all of the things that you've been taught is present here. Accumulation, imbalance within a discount, rallies. What's funny? You mentioned that, Lucas, the warm welcome. You know, what's interesting is if you have good old daily Stoic, I think everybody should have a copy, personally, especially you now that you're in the smart money Stoics community. Today is the 6th, right? October 6th, and the headline is looking out for each other. And there's a quote from Seneca. It says, "It's in keeping with nature to show our friends affection and to celebrate their advancement as if it were our very own. For if we don't do this, virtue, which is strengthened only by exercising our perceptions, will no longer endure in us." And then it goes on to say, "Watching other people succeed is one of the toughest things to do, especially if we're not doing well ourselves. In our hunter-gatherer minds, we suspect that life is a zero-sum game, that for someone to have more means that we might end up with less. But like all parts of philosophy, empathy and selflessness are a matter of practice. As Seneca observed, it's possible to learn to, quote, rejoice in all their successes and be moved by their every failure," end quote. This is what a virtuous person does. They teach themselves to actively cheer for other people, even in cases where that might come at their own expense, and to put aside jealousy and possessiveness. You can do that too. Willow, we talked, earlier this year, that you brought that up. Not celebrating others is the type of energy that will start blocking blessings. Earlier this year, I was saying that, right? The name is escaping me. One second. One second, please. Please. Allie. That's who it was. Allie, right? She had got funded. Right? Funded. And we all celebrated. Even though not everybody's funded, but we all celebrate. And then here we are, October 6th, Philosophical Friday, welcoming Lucas as he either joins his tier 3 or upgraded to tier 3. You know what I'm saying? And that, to me, this is the fucking community that I wanted to build with you. This right here, this is what I wanted to build with all of you, right? We building this together. This is what the fuck I was saying. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. I get excited sometimes, okay? But this literally is what I was talking about. This right here. You know? Like, fuck, man, why is that so difficult for businesses or organizations to do that? How is that hard? It's not fucking hard. You know? It's not hard at all. Anyway, before I go off on another tangent on network marketing and their fuckery, let me look at the indices real quick. The let me see. That's right. Okay. So we'll go take a look at the lows from this morning, because I did bring this to your attention in the Discord. Well, kind of. I said watch Dow Jones. I mean, I didn't really give you details, and that's kind of like the point. But I said I brought the Dow Jones to your attention, and hopefully you looked at it. And you do got to be happy for others, Willow. I only read the first half. Now I read the second half. Anyway. So, real quickly, because this isn't going to be a super long stream. I mean, it's Friday. Everything's already happened. I mean, I don't really see anything else to do here today, and I'd rather send you on your way so you can go read. Oh man, speaking of reading, I can't fucking hold it in. I bought 4 books today. They're coming in tomorrow. I keep telling you guys I gotta stop, but like Flux Pavilion, I can't stop, bro. I can't stop. I'm running out of fucking room. I'm running out of room. I gotta just buy more fucking wall shelves. I gotta do it. I gotta do it, bro. Got 3 books coming in today. Nice. It's a great day to buy books. Yes, Beverly. You know, it's funny. I have, it was the other day. I spent like, good gracious, I spent hours. I probably spent like 6 hours on Twitter tweeting in advance. You know, you can do that, right? Like you can write a tweet and then you can schedule it for the next day or whatever. I have a tweet that's going to post every day between now and like January. And that's one of the tweets is it's always a good day to, or it's never a bad day to buy books or something like that. And that's true. That's true. Put it in the budget. Find the fucking budget. Narta has 3 books coming in today. Which one of those? Willow says read 4 chapters of your book this morning, read 5 yesterday. Nice. I don't know about that last sentence, Willow, but I'm glad you found value in the first 5 chapters. I think chapter 5 is the psychology chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Psychology. Yeah, Beverly, yeah. Of course. Yep. You know what? I can give you a social media lesson today if you want. You guys want that? That'll be the question of the day, real quick, and then we'll come back to the charts. Do you want a social media discussion today? Or lesson, sorry. I think the energy kind of did not kick in until now, and now I'm all over the fucking place. I teach you business. I teach you leadership a little bit. I teach you sales. I mean, fuck. I teach you all kind of shit. The Dow, okay? We'll hop back to the other screen, but the whole point of me showing you this is so you can see the Dow Jones, right? S&P is trading higher. Dow is trading lower. It's not by much, and it's hard to tell. And again, just like the other day, that person said, oh, a stop run is always deep. No, the fuck it's not. No, it's not. That's lower. Okay? And then, obviously, Nasdaq higher. So with the Dow making that low at 920, that's how you know. Just like with gold and silver, just like in my book, I think it's chapter, I don't know, it's in there somewhere. We talk about relative strength. We talk about it. And it's the same shit right here. Now, if you really want some finesse, if you really want your jaw to hit the floor, review yesterday's lesson. Review yesterday's lesson. What was the lesson? What is this? That's a stop run, right? So what's right here? Oh. Yeah, don't shit yourself. Study, but have fun. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But in all fairness, we do as well have a mitigation model. I don't know what that is, John. Well, this was taught to you months ago as well. If you just join the membership, you can go watch the video on what the mitigation model is. You see that here too. So we had the next candle entry down here. We had a mitigation model here, relative strength here, and an absolute banger of an afternoon. Okay. To be fair, I wasn't expecting a large movement to the upside. I wasn't. I was actually trying to see if we were going to take Wednesday's low or not. We didn't. I would have much rather preferred that, and that's okay. But in any case. Dow was the only one who ran the low. Sprints, mitigation model. See ya. So pretty cool, man. The EU GU chapter came in clutch this morning. Saw Euro GBP was slightly down, and GU making higher highs than EU. Do my shorts on that. Made my 3%. That hoe being EU. Man, we gotta collectively work on our language, bro. I'm the fucking worst at it. I understand. That's why I can speak on it. I can speak on it because I know, but I have an excuse. Yeah, I've been cussing since I was like in kindergarten. I was in the Navy. Like, it's bad. Okay, I've been cussing for like 30 years. So it's bad. But man, we got to work on that. We got to work on that. We got I don't even want to repeat it. Someone said who was it? Nikki said sluts for pips. And we got Willow talking about hoes in the chat. Like, oh my God. We collectively need to figure it out. We need to figure it out, okay? Because this ain't it. S&P higher, Nasdaq higher. I'm trying to see if Dow is going to follow suit or not. I'm trying to see. Willow was a Marine. That's even worse. I'll be honest. You know the saying goes, cuss like a sailor. I think Marines are worse. By far. I know a few Marines and, well, ex-Marines rather. And let's just say you can tell that they used to be Marines, okay? They're a different breed of people. Different breed of people. Sailors, you maybe can tell, maybe not. But I can always spot an ex-Marine. Or like, you're never really not Marine, but you know what I mean? Like, not active duty anymore. I can tell. I can go, yeah, that guy's a fucking Marine. So, I'm not judging though. I can just tell. What's good, Stephanie? Off to the dentist. Dentist. Ugh. Yikes. I get jittery when I hear dentist. Ugh. I don't like it. My dentist keeps calling me. They're texting me now too. You haven't finished your treatment. We got a spot open next week. Bitch, I'm not coming in. I'm not fucking coming in. No. Maybe next time. Not me. Not today. Oh, nice, Stephanie. No, honestly, you guys can cuss. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. It's just, it's not professional. It's not. Now, some of us, we can still operate without being professional. You know what I mean? Like, I can teach you trading just with a t-shirt and drawers on. I got shorts on today, but you know, a lot of times, like, I can just wear whatever I want. And I mean, it's not professional, or I cuss, it's not professional, but I mean, this isn't the fucking 1980s anymore, the 1970s anymore. It's fine. See why you want that action? Some days I have no problem telling somebody the truth. You know what I mean, John? Well, Willow, it's a time and place, man. It's a time and place. If I, let me tell you this real quick. Now that we transition into social media, I went on TikTok yesterday and I scrolled a little bit to see what was out there. And I came across the trading community on TikTok. I wanted to fucking shoot myself. Bro, there is like so much trash on TikTok. I mean, it's trash. It almost made me want to uninstall the app again. And it only took me like 3 minutes. I mean, just trend lines here. Someone had something about smart money, but it was wrong. And then like everybody teaches in bar replay tool. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Bar replay never lies. The fuck? It's just so bad. It's so awful, dude. Trash. Naruto, I will neither confirm nor deny. Willa had to get 3 fillings on Wednesday. Ugh. I have no more comments on that. But on the topic of social media, here's the thing, especially with Twitter. So when I wanted to get monetized on Twitter, I ran that bitch up for like a week. And I mean, I was getting, my first day I got almost 1 million impressions. Second day it was like 300,000 and then 200,000 and around there for a little while. Oh, it's fucking logged out, damn it. But anyway, I stopped doing it because of how much time that it took to really do that. I was being like a reply guy. So I'd go to like big pages and you know, just act a fool. Like there was a post about, what's that girl's name? I can't think of it. She's an artist, but she's pretty Lizzo. There we go. Lizzo. So there was she was being sued by former dancers and people were commenting and I said, relax guys, she already has enough on her plate. And you know, and that fucking, I mean, that got me easily 200,000, 300,000 impressions, right? Because it was like a top comment, you know what I mean? And it just shit like that, you know. I know I'm hilarious, right? I'm you know, I can be funny sometimes. So I was just doing that on like random stuff and getting a lot of impressions to potentially get monetized. But I stopped doing it. It got time consuming and I wasn't trying to bother with it anymore. But anyway, the social media lesson I have for you is I think it does get harder over time to grow on social media. Things are always changing. Like YouTube's algorithm is always changing. Instagram, I mean, all the social media algorithms are constantly changing. So it is hard to grow on social media now. It was a lot easier like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. But on Twitter, it's important to be active and pretty much to tweet like every day or even like a couple times a day. So what I noticed, and this is why I like Ryan Holiday too, because let's have a sidebar real quick. One of the first books, actually, matter of fact, it was the first book that Ryan ever wrote, was Confessions of a Market Manipulator, something like that. Let me see. I keep thinking Confessions of an Economic Hitman, but that's not Ryan Holiday. It's called Trust Me, I'm Lying, Confessions of a Media Manipulator. So, and I'm not gonna lie to you, don't get me wrong, Ryan Holiday is my boy, but like the second half of that book made me want to shoot myself. It's just so boring. But the first half was really good as far as content and what was in there. So I don't recommend buying it, but I can give you the short. It's just he on this billboard, and then he would go trash and vandalize the billboard. And then that ends up being a blog because bloggers have to write and they'll fucking write about anything. So they write about that, and then it gets picked up by the news. And then so the news is like, oh, local you know, post gets vandalized for so and so's book or whatever, and then them being on the news is obviously a lot more promotion for the book, right? And it's just stuff like that, like orchestrating chaos, and it's media manipulation is what it is. Okay, so he knows marketing. Like if there's anyone that knows marketing, it's easily Ryan Holiday. May not be number one, but he's definitely up there. I mean, a couple million on YouTube, quite the number of books sold. I mean, millions of copies of a few different books of his, right? So I mean, the guy can promote some shit. So I look at his social media, I look at Robert Greene's social media as well, and they kind of run it the same. This is what I think they do. I don't think, well, he shoots his content, of course. He might edit the content, maybe not. But in either case, this is what I think he does. Is he has all of this content and then just cycles through it. I mean, makes new content too, but I'm saying, especially with Twitter, what you can do, and again, we're just trying to see if the Dow fails to make a higher high here. This is kind of the plan that I have, but this is going to change over time, so don't expect this to stay the same. What I'm saying is I created for myself, like, say for example, a 90-day cycle. Okay? A 90-day cycle. So let's say you have 90 tweets that, I don't want to say generic, but I'm saying 90 tweets that aren't super specific, like to that day. Like, let's say for example, I tweet and I'm like, I'm expecting Dow to hit 33,700. That's not going to be a tweet that you want to post every 90 days, But say for example, a quote from Marcus Aurelius or Seneca or something like that, or just maybe a quote that you made up, or something like, it's always a great day to buy books, like just statements, not generic, but like, advice that can be said over and over again. So this idea is, when you start, you get 90 pieces of content together, and then you go, okay, starting, Monday, I'm going to post, one on every day of the week. So you go, okay, well, I did this in an Excel spreadsheet. They have programs that can do this for you, but I'm fucking cheap and I'm not going to pay for that shit. So I got nothing but time, baby. I got nothing but time. So I did an Excel spreadsheet, day 1, day 2, day 3, 4, so on and so forth. And then I go, okay, there's a quote. Here's something else. Here's something else. Here's something else. So it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then all the way for 90 days straight. Now, this is obviously going to take some time, and you got to, I did it manually. Again, there's programs that will do this for you, but I did it manually. And so it's like, okay, I don't want to have to wake up, make sure I post a reel, make sure I post on Twitter and all that. It's just like, okay, you know what? I'll take a day or 6 hours, 8 hours in a weekend, and I'll say, okay, I'm going to line out all this content the next 90 days. And then bam, you're good. So you post ahead of time. What you do on Twitter, I don't think you can do this on your phone. I think it's only on the computer. Don't ask me why. I don't fucking know. Yeah, you can't do it. Okay. If you go to X or twitter.com, when you sign in, because I'm not signed in, but when you go to write a tweet, before you write anything, there's a calendar button. Hit the calendar button, and then you can see a calendar, obviously. And then you can tell, like, oh, I want to post this on that day or this on that day. And if you noticed, that's how, again, I'm trying to wrap all this up. This is what I think Ryan does, and other like big time social media guys do or girls do is have that on a consistent schedule. So they're always posting and always, you know, putting out content. So their social media doesn't get dry, you know? And so I said, okay, well, I'll do something like that. And that's whoops. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Now I still check it. I still check Twitter throughout the day in case someone tags me or comments or, you know, likes or whatever, and then I can engage that way. But you can literally pick the day and the time and what the tweet is. So someone like me who wants to put out content about Stoic philosophy, trading, personal development, business, leadership, whatever, you know, I can have all that scheduled in advance, and it saves a lot of time because now it's just automatic. Grateful for a fresh 24. You send that out every day? You could put that on autopilot too. Every day at like 8:42 a.m. or something. Hmm. That's cool, Willow. I didn't know that. I've seen you post that before, but I didn't know that was every day. I don't know. I have one more topic for you, and then we'll call this a day. Because again, I don't plan on doing anything with this. It's the end of the week, PM session. I don't think anything is going to really unfold that's going to be worth taking. You know, if you guys got some value so far, drop a like on it. I'd greatly appreciate it. The last thing I have for you is the golden mean. I want to make sure that's Aristotle before I. You guys still hear me?